This is spring of 2023. Some of us are preparing for our graduation in the month of June. Congratulations, you've done well. Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome back again to another edition of Moments with Lulu. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. Every view, every like goes a long way to support this channel, and it gives me the courage, confidence and happiness to keep making videos for you all. So please raise the bar, okay? So today's video is one I'm so excited for because 2 years ago I was in this situation, surviving as a new grad RN. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to think about it. But I do understand that a lot of people are graduating this year, be you a spring graduate or be you a winter graduate, either or. Congratulations to you all. You've survived 4 years of school. It's not an easy journey. Some people have done it for 5 years, some people have done it for 6, 7 years to get a degree and become an RN. And some of you are in the process of preparing to take your NCLEX, so that is your licensure exam to become a registered nurse. And I wish you all success. I wish you all good luck. You have to study, of course. It's important that you study to pass any exam. You cannot pass exams when you don't study. And even if you see yourself passing, it was just for righteousness because there was no retention of knowledge. It's not an easy exam, and I encourage you all to study well, study judiciously, use your time wisely. And I've heard that the exams have changed as of April 1st, 2023. So there's a new format in the new current NCLEX RN system. The knowledge, the materials you're being tested on is still the same thing. To be honest, medicine doesn't change like that. We evolve, but the foundation, if the foundation is there, you'll be okay. I did my exam 2 years ago and I have a video on how I studied. Okay, so if you're interested, you should watch that video. It's not even about if you're interested, you should watch it because I think I shared a great deal of information at the time. So I studied within 3 weeks. At the time I was also working so I could, finish paying off my tuition. But in saying that, I went ahead to list a lot of things that I did. The fact that I studied in 3 weeks doesn't mean that someone else should study in 3 weeks. Some people do it in 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, 3 months. Whatever works for you, whatever capacity that you can work at. Listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your mental health, your well-being, your overall physical ability. The fact that some people write the exam before they graduate doesn't mean that the whole world or the rest of the population should write it before they graduate. Okay, it's not necessary. Some of us are multiple test takers of the exam. That doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing. Maybe you just have to change your pattern of studying or reduce some stressors in your life. So it doesn't matter really whether when and how many times you do it. All that matters is the success that comes out of it and your own individual happiness. The video on how I studied for my NCLEX RN will be in the description box of this video. So if you need some tips, I'm not going to repeat myself, you can go and watch that video. I highly encourage you. It's very helpful. It helped me in my own time. And of course, I'm not going to be sharing something that did not work for me. That's not what we do on this channel. So the first thing you need to understand is this: no school, no institution, no university, no nursing school prepares you to be a full 100% nurse. What I mean is that nobody's gonna bring everything that's gonna be in clinical practice, every situation you're gonna see in the greater world, in the greater society. No one is gonna bring it to your face and in school and be like, okay, today we're gonna learn about someone who is having a myocardial infarction and all the signs and symptoms that you might see in this person. Why? Because not everyone presents in the same way, not everyone presents in the same fashion. Some symptoms might be so bizarre and how does this relate? Why am I having a leg pain when I actually have a heart attack? Everyone's situation is different. But I'm just trying to say that in the greater world, as a new grad, you have to do more studying. You have to do a lot of things on your own now because there's a loss of preceptor. You don't have that preceptor that's looking over your shoulder, going through all your mistakes. Everything is on you right now. You have your license. Whatever you do is gonna be you, full 100%. You're not responsible. There's no clinical instructor, there is no preceptor, there is no institution to bear the consequences of your action. Everything is now on you. What I say to new grads is this: if you find yourself in a situation where you are in an unfamiliar space, there's somebody you need to find safe, to safely have a conversation with, because some people are mean. Let me tell you this, some nurses are mean. That's not to shade or to say rude things about other people, but some people are just outrightly mean. And of course, that's not people you want to go to. You want to go to people that will influence you positively. You want to go to people that will create a safety net for you to come talk to them, because it's tough. It's tough being in a situation where, okay, you've done this for a few years, you've not had enough time to practice this with somebody watching every step you've made. You've not been exposed to all situations. That's not what school does. You come into the greater society and you have to build on those skills and whatnot. In saying that, there's going to be a lot of challenges. The struggling times, they're going to be there. And it's normal, because they help you. They mold you to be that confident and, you know, that kind of nurse. Oh, she knows what she's doing. He or she knows what they are doing. Be rest assured that it's a normal feeling. Don't feel bad about it. You have to reflect, okay? And that brings me to my second point of reflection. Do not take work home. Do not take the bad experiences home. More so, take the experiences that you need to learn or what you need to unlearn. So for example, you have a situation, you've never been in this situation before. You just want to reflect, what could I have done better? Or if there's a unfamiliar process that a patient had, like an unfamiliar disease or something happened in the hospital setting that, oh, you know, you've never done this before, you've never been prepared for this. I will tell everyone this: you can never learn in the hospital. What I mean is that, okay, for example, diabetes is a very common disease in a lot of people, especially as you get older. So this is a physiology that I do not know really well, how it presents in certain people, how certain disease condition might make some people's symptoms or some people's process more than others and whatnot. There is really no way you can learn this in clinical, like fully learn it in clinical. What I'm saying is that you have to take that back home, you know, when you're more settled, and be like, okay, this is a situation I dealt with today. I do not fully understand this disease process. You cannot learn about the disease process in the hospital. You can to an extent, but to be honest with you, a lot of times you have to keep learning things. It's at your own personal time. So even up to now, a lot of times everybody in their career, they have something that they have to learn. Okay, I go to the hospital. Oh, my patient has sarcoidosis. What is that? I've never heard of that disease process before. Oh my God, they have Minoka. What is that? You know, yeah, I might Google it. I might do like a Google fast search kind of thing. But that doesn't give me all the information I need. So now it's time for me to come back home, do some research, look into research articles. What is the article talking about? How do I care for this person? Like, so you need to gain, you want to gain more knowledge in that area of life. So you take the extra time out of your own time to learn the piece. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. You do not learn everything in clinical, and don't think that you're going to learn everything while you're out in a clinical setting. Sometimes you have to take the initiative to learn on your own. The third thing I'm going to talk about is skills versus knowledge. Okay, a lot of times I've always been that person who has great knowledge, but when it comes to skills, oh my goodness, it feels like a death sentence. And a lot of times that's normal with new grads, and for a long time it could be up to 2 years, it could be up to 3 years, and it could be anytime you change environment, you always feel that way. But what I'm trying to say is that knowledge is great, but skills are great too. They have to be combined together. It's okay to have all the skills, but if you don't have knowledge, it's lacking. Your skills are, you know, lacking. And it's okay to have all the knowledge, but if you don't have skills, it's not okay. So they have to be balanced. So what I say is, put yourself in uncomfortable situations as a new grad. You want to ask for opportunities to solidify your skill. If you know that you're not very good at skills, put yourself in opportunities. If you see something that's always going on out there, okay, I want to know, I want to see what's happening. You know, we can watch the first time, you can try to be involved the second time by helping out, and the third time take the initiative to do it yourself. Go around asking other nurses what is new on the unit. Ask your charge nurse, ask people around you, okay, what is happening? What is there something exciting that's going on with your patient today? Is there something I can do to help you? And you know, by doing those little actions, you're going around to ask. You're not only solidifying your own skill, you're putting yourself in a situation whereby they know that you want to learn, right? They see you. Whenever something pops up, they remember, oh my God, Lulu needs to know this. This will be a very great opportunity for her. So you have to put yourself out there, get help, okay? Help yourself to help you, and help them to help you, because they acknowledge that, okay, she's coming forth, she's doing this, she's doing that. Let's give her more opportunities. And if there's something that you struggle with, I know a lot of floors, a lot of units do have educators. You actually have an educator on the floor that if you're struggling with any skill, knowledge, anything at all, you can always, you know, go to them. That's why they're there, you know, to help you to guide your clinical practice so you're not in compromising situations with your patients and whatnot. And the fourth thing I'll say is you need to learn from your mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. It doesn't matter how many years of experience that you have. It doesn't matter how much knowledge that you have. Sometimes some things can just happen in a person's life. Like you don't even know how that mistake happened. And there's always room for error as human beings. So just learn from your mistakes. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay to be hard on yourself, but don't be too hard on yourself. I understand some mistakes are, can cost a life and whatnot. We all need to find ways to deal with those things. And if you find yourself in a situation whereby you feel like it's unsafe, you feel like you cannot provide safe care, you feel like you're not competent, you're not confident in that, it's okay to step away. It's okay to say, no, I cannot do this. You might be responsible for doing that, but that doesn't mean that you should do something that you don't feel comfortable doing that's going to cause more harm than good. So that comes to the point of you have to assess yourself. Am I fit to practice? Am I fit to do this skill? Have I done this before? How much experience do I have? And this is where other nurses, like your colleagues, come in. You ask around, you ask your charge nurse. Nobody's gonna beat you for refusing to do something that you're not comfortable with or that you feel like could jeopardize you, yourself, and the patient, could put both of you at risk. No one is going to do that. But people are going to come after you when you do something that is going to jeopardize a person and yourself. So it's all about knowing where to draw the line. And sometimes as new grads, it can be hard. So that's why it's so important to assess yourself, your skills, the experience you have before jumping into any situation. If you know that, oh no, I cannot take care of this, it doesn't matter. Even if it's an emergency, it's best to step away than to cause more harm than good. And the last thing that I want to talk about is self-care. I don't know, I cannot end any video without talking about how important it is to take care of oneself. Nursing is a career that kind of puts you in a state of burnout, stress. Like you can overdrive your hormones and whatnot, because it's not just about you, it's about other human beings. And of course, human beings are naturally difficult, challenging to care for. Some situations could be pretty easy to manage, and some situations might be more challenging. And all of those situations, they activate the stress response, okay? They activate your happy hormones, your sad hormones, and whatnot. So you have to listen to yourself, listen to your body, take care of you first. Self-care and self-awareness is super important. The reason I emphasize on this is because self-awareness and self-care contributes to your success as a person, because life stresses will always be there, okay? You're going to practice nursing for a very long time. That is a degree, that is a license that you've fought hard, you've gotten through sweat, challenges, and you don't want to jeopardize that over one thing that where you should have listened to yourself and you fail to listen to yourself. And with that, I've come to the end of today's video. And if you're a new grad, it's okay to be scared, okay?